Welcome back. Still here with me is Eagle Scout Rich Bradley discussing the 30th year of the Scouts of America Scouting for Food Drive. Rich, thanks for being with us. What else can you tell us that will make people understand how important this food drive is?
Well, I would have to say that, when we're talking about 500 food pantries throughout the region, we're talking about the St. Louis Food Bank. This is a large undertaking. And, as I mentioned previously, this is the largest one-day, in essence, food collection in the St. Louis region. So, we're talking 30,000 Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and venturers working on this program. It is just a massive program. I certainly would be remiss again if I didn't thank, the folks who are our partners, the Fire Chiefs Association, the folks who allow us to utilize their fire stations as our distribution, or I should say our collection center, the St. Louis Food Bank for working with us, the pantries for being our partners, and I certainly don't want to forget Sunset Transportation, who has been just great partners since 2004. Prior to 2004, the United States Army Reserve 892nd Transportation Company collected all the food for us and did the logistics. They were called out, and so we utilized Sunset Transportation. They stepped up to the plate, and they handle all the logistics of these 40 fire stations, getting these cases and pallets of food loaded to the food bank, delivered, and everything at the end of the day signed, sealed, and delivered in one day.
I just got to go back and mention again, 500 pantries? Really? 500?
500 pantries, and that's outside St. Louis, mostly the pantries. And, the food bank is the large collection in St. Louis. So we do have pantries in St. Louis, but the majority of the pantries, get the food delivered to them outside St. Louis metropolitan area. As I mentioned, in 27 counties in southeastern Missouri and 10 counties in southern Illinois. So there's a lot of cooperation that goes on here, to get the food sorted and boxed, to get it delivered, to get it distributed, and, all volunteer work, and it's just amazing.
And it happens right before Thanksgiving. Is that a coincidence?
No, absolutely not. It is set up right before the holiday season starts so that it's right before Thanksgiving. It's right before Christmas. The whole intention of the program, as always has been, if you're involved in Scouts, is to do a good turn and to be prepared. And so these are things that, we want young people to understand. We want them to understand community service, and you do things for others without being compensated for it. And they do such a fine job of that from the time they're Cub Scouts to the time they're 20 years old being a venturer.
Now, you mentioned 20-year-old venturers. I got to ask you, Rich, how many Boy Scouts or Eagle Scouts are your age and are still active?
I think there's quite a few of us, actually. We believe in the program. The program works. I am who I am today because the program gave me a foundation and leadership to, see things through and help me become a leader. And I believe that a lot of that is giving back. So you come up through the program, you become an Eagle Scout, and it's a great accomplishment, but you really haven't accomplished anything at that point. The work just begins. It's time to give back and to help others. And that doesn't just end when you are out of the program. That means being a leader, being an adult in your community, whatever you can do to help.
And I got to say, not many actually become an Eagle Scout. That's kind of the elite group of Boy Scouts, right?
It is a very difficult thing to come by, and it's very hard to work on it and to come up with it, but quite a few young men actually achieve it. I can't give you the exact numbers here today, but St. Louis is one of the leaders in Eagle Scouts in the country. We have such a great Scout program here, and so, we just keep promoting it, and we just keep giving back. And it's very rewarding as an adult to see young people doing the right thing and, using the skills they learn through leadership, using the skills they've learned through our character development programs to, help others.
Great program, Rich. I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing all of this with us. Let's make sure we get this information out again. Again, Bag Distribution Day is November the 8th. Bag Collection Day is November 15th. Coming up, details about the Blessing Basket Project. Back in a minute.